Hello captains and welcome to Priority One Armada livestream. Broadcasting live via Twitch on Saturday the 20th of October 2018. I'm your host Winters, and tonight we are earning some latinum at the double table at Quark's Bar, DS9 instance number 6, while we hold our roundtable discussion. Joining me tonight is my co-host Hunter. And also, we have a special guest. Back again is Anthony from Priority One Podcast. Anthony, how have you been? How's your last 7 days been in-game?
Really good. I finished leveling up my Walker class to get the trait from that, and now I'm on to the Manticore class, so that's fun. Nice. Excellent stuff. Hunter, how about you? How's your last week been?
Good. I've been, some of you don't know, I moved recently, so I've been unpacking a lot.
It's been quite a while since you were on the show.
July was the last time, I think, so.
Right.
It's been quite a while. Reasons being I was moving, so I had a lot of packing to do, so. But I'm back.
Yeah, real life stuff, will always take priority. It's like one of the core beliefs of Priority One is that, real life will always come first. But yes, absolutely awesome to have you back on the show, dude.
Thanks, good to be back.
So tell us, what have we planned for tonight's show?
Well, during the roundtable on this week's show, we'll discuss the latest Star Trek Online news. So if you have not made your way over to Quark's Bar, DS9 Instance 6, come and join us. We also share the latest Priority One Armada news and highlight some of the outstanding members within our community. After the roundtable, we'll warp to the Badlands Battle Zone for our weekly away mission to take out the Terrans, forced and drive them back to their own universe. And most importantly, earn some Terran marks as well as some dilithium. Remember, your character needs to be level 60 to join.
You can chat to us live on Twitch during the show if you have any questions, comments, or to enter any of our giveaways. And make sure you click the follow button on Twitch so you'll be notified when we're on the air. If you're not a member of Priority One Armada and want to stay in touch with us in-game, then come chat to us on our Priority One chat channel by typing in the chat box /channel_join space Priority One and then hit the enter key.
And if you want to join our Priority One Armada community, simply head over to PriorityOneArmada.com and sign up today. We have both Federation and KDF fleets ranging from Tier 3 to Tier 5, so you can be certain we have a fleet that suits your needs.
Okay, so we are going to kick off the show by doing a giveaway of an Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. So what we would like everyone to do right now is please type in the word crafting into the Twitch chat now to enter yourself in with a chance of winning an Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. An Accelerated Officer Training Pack code will give you a Tier 1 Constitution starship. It will give you an XP boost, but most importantly, it will also give you a level appropriate very rare gear every 10 levels. So we recommend that you use these codes on a brand new character. So for example, when you hit level 10, you will get a full space and ground set of very rare gear, and then when you hit level 20, you'll get another level appropriate very rare set of space and ground gear, and so on, all the way up to, I believe it's level 40. So these codes are really, really awesome for leveling up new characters. Anyway, while everyone's doing that, we have a lot to talk about this week in Star Trek Online news. So let's jump into the roundtable. Hunter, tell us all about Star Trek Online at Destination Star Trek Birmingham, please.
Yes, so Star Trek Online is heading to the Destination Star Trek Birmingham, the largest celebration of Star Trek in Europe, and tons of your favorite Star Trek and STO actors will be there, including Jerry Ryan, Jeffrey Combs, Alexander Siddig, Michael Dorn, and of course our newest cast member, Mary Wiseman. EU designer lead Tim Davis will be there to host the panel with Mary about her work on Age of Discovery and reveal to you some of Star Trek Alliance plans for 2018 and 2019.
Awesome.
It'll start on Saturday the 20th which was today at 3:45 p.m. on the Excelsior stage.
Right, so I know there's a couple of members within the Priority One Armada community that went to this, but unfortunately haven't had a chance to talk to any of them yet. Obviously, Hunter, you're not going. Anthony, you're not going either. It's just a little bit too far away. It would definitely be, it'd be nearly an obsession if you guys were paying for tickets to go to Destination Star Trek. But it's really good that these conventions are not only in the US, but also in Europe as well, because that's one of the things I've always found, that most of the conventions are in the States, and it costs an arm and a leg. Like, I went to Vegas in 2016 and I haven't been able to do anything since. But I'd love to go to Destination Star Trek at some stage. Anthony, are you planning on any conventions this year?
There's actually a convention next weekend in Albany, New York, which is just about 45 minutes north of me. And they've got an impressive lineup of guests, actually. I think Jonathan Frakes is going to be there, and Robert Riley, who plays Gowron.
Gowron, yeah.
And I think they have almost a dozen notable guests coming. I think Harry Kim is going to be there.
Well, now you just turned me off completely.
So I'm hoping to get up to that. I was planning on going for the whole weekend, but my work schedule's got really busy, so I'm hoping to make it up there Friday and see if I can hop in and see if there's anything cool going on.
Right. Hunter, as we said already, you've been very busy over the last few months moving, but are you hoping to get to go to any conventions at all this year?
No, I haven't any planned on it. I actually have some other plans in motion. So,
gotcha.
But nothing convention related.
Right. Yeah. I wasn't able to go to Destination Star Trek this year. I've never been to Destination Star Trek. I'd love to go. But honestly, I think Vegas probably has already ruined it for me. Because I just loved Vegas so much, because I think the best thing about Vegas is everything is all under the one roof, or at least it used to be, because apparently the Rio is no longer going to be there. I think it's being teared down or something for a new stadium or something. But anyway,
I think those are rumors, but I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen.
Right, but
Vegas took a soul in his Latinum.
But with the convention, being under the same roof as the hotel, you can come down from your room, go to the convention, come out, go and get a bite to eat, go back to your room, freshen up, and then just go back downstairs and go to one of the bars. And there's a really great sense of community there, because everybody there, or at least 90% of them, are all Star Trek fans. So you have something in common immediately with 90% of the people that are there. So it really builds the atmosphere, and it's so great that it's under the one roof. Whereas Destination Star Trek, your hotel could be 10 or 15 minutes down the road. Granted, I've never been there. But I would imagine that's probably one of the downsides, because you're not all together.
So Vegas is all you can stay at the hotel and go down to the same amphitheater, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
You come downstairs. You walk out on the casino floor, and then you just start heading down the corridor, and you're going down to the convention center, and the place is huge. It's absolutely massive, and I just loved it. It was such a great sense of community there, and a really good vibe. And yeah, I loved it. And I hope to go back again, but it probably won't be for 2 or 3 years before I'll be in a position to go back to Vegas. But I'd love to go back.
Winters, you need to stock up your Latinum.
Yes, indeed. Easier said than done.
I wish a trip to Vegas only cost in-game Latinum.
I know, wouldn't it be awesome?
20,000 Zen, and you can get a free ticket. Right? Right?
Anyway, moving on to item number 2, upgrade weekend. Still striving to get the greatest performance out of your equipment? This weekend will be the perfect time to apply tech upgrades to your gear, as Star Trek Online are doubling the amount of technology points earned from each one applied. From Thursday, October 18th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to October 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, each tech upgrade used will apply twice as many technology points towards your next upgrade. This, in turn, reduces the amount of dilithium that must be spent to reach each upgrade threshold, allowing captains additional chances to attain both mark and rarity increases on their favored loadouts. This is brilliant. I've been waiting for one of these for a really, really long time, and I know a lot of other people have as well. Just like it said there in the blog, this basically cuts down the amount of dilithium that you have to use by 50%. That's huge. It is really, really huge. Hunter, are you taking advantage of the upgrade weekend this time around, or are you all done with that stuff?
No, absolutely. I'm definitely taking advantage of it, and like you said, 50% reduction to everything and double the points is great. Of course, if you're like me, and when the Phoenix box first came out, you grabbed every single Phoenix tech upgrade you could possibly get your hands on, and you now have a stack of over, I think I'm down to like 1,000 now, or something. Then
what, 1,000 dilithium?
No, 1,000 like Phoenix tech upgrades.
Oh, right, gotcha. Wow, that's a lot of Phoenix tech upgrades.
Well, I've got 21 characters to feed.
Right. How about you, Anthony? Are you taking advantage of the upgrade weekend this time around?
Oh yeah, in fact, I've already done it. I had
nice.
one piece of equipment that just needed to get up to 15, and I already did that. So I'll be looking through my other characters tonight and tomorrow, and seeing what else I need to do.
Nice, excellent stuff. Like I said, God, excuse me. Like I said, I've been waiting for one of these weekends for quite a few months, and for anyone that doesn't know, I've got a new Let's Play series on my YouTube channel, and one of the next videos that I'm doing is upgrading the fleet and reputation gear that I recently purchased for that character, and I want to highlight in the series, the benefit of waiting for an upgrade weekend. So, like I said, I've been waiting for this for quite a while, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get that video recorded. Because
I gotta be honest, I'm surprised they waited this long to add another upgrade weekend in, because we've had the dilithium weekends before this, and there's a history of them doing a dilithium weekend right before an upgrade weekend.
Well, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately with, the build up to Age of Discovery, and like we all know, that wasn't a huge update, but there was a nice bit of stuff to it at the same time. It was kind of like a normal season release, pretty much.
Right. Well, they never guaranteed an expansion by any means. They never said anything like huge. They said it was going to be
an expansion over time.
Right, and they said more content more frequently, rather than all at once.
Yeah, it has been a while since they ran one of these, and there has been a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we had the Crystalline event running for 3 weeks. As soon as that finished, we had the Voth event then running for 3 weeks. So there's a month and a half gone straight away there with those going on.
I couldn't even finish that one. I had to buy the other 10.
Oh no! Wow. Okay. I would not waste in on that.
Well, remember I was moving, so I really wanted that dino. Oh my God, that dino rocks.
Yeah.
It was worth it, and I used Zen, so I used dilithium to Zen. So.
Yep. Not too bad.
I'll be honest with you, it kind of feels like with the way that they've been bringing these events back out, It almost feels like with the Age of Discovery and over the next few months, I think we're going to settle into a different feel of the schedule. I think it's going to be different.
Oh, absolutely.
Is my thinking.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And actually, we have some talking points that we're going to discuss once we move on to our away mission later on in the show. It'll become clear and definitely reinforce that opinion that you just stated there, Anthony, as well, because I totally agree with what you just said. Right, anyway, moving on, let's roll the dice and get the winner of our first giveaway for tonight's show. I'm just getting set up here. Bear with me for 1 minute. And the winner is Classic Gamer. Congratulations. You have won an Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. If you can please contact me and let me know what your in-game handle is, we will get that code sent to you at the end of the show. You just need to send a whisper to me, to Winters1983, and we'll get that code sent to you. And stay tuned, guys. There is going to be more giveaways later on the show, so don't go anywhere. Moving on to item number 3, Tholian Red Alert Weekend. Hunter, can you tell us all about that, please?
Yes, well, as everyone knows, they got rid of the red alerts with the release of Age of Discovery and back to the weekend events. So, for this weekend, they are joining in the Tholian Fleet Alert in the Azure Nebula. This will run from Thursday, October 18th at 8 a.m. through Monday, October 22nd at 10 a.m. Captains on the PC of level 50 and above will be able to enter this Tholian Red Alert and simply travel to the Tholian ship and select the queue for the event. I believe they said this earlier. There's no cooldowns on these anymore.
Mm-hmm. So with the changes that they made to red alerts, which were they're basically removed from the TFO queuing system, and they're going to come back as weekend events, like we have a Dilithium weekend or an upgrade weekend or whatever. And as you just said, Hunter, there's no cooldowns for the queues now when they do come back. And this weekend, there's a Tholian Red Alert weekend in progress, meaning the Tholian Red Alert is available again to play. The marks have also been increased from 10 marks to 35 marks. However, you cannot get the daily bonus if you play any Red Alert anymore. So, Hunter, I'm wondering, what is your opinion on these changes? Do you think it's good, bad, or it's much of a muchness, or whatever?
Well, being honest here, I like how they're changing it up. You know, they're not making it stale and, you know, just grinding to a halt. I like that they increased the marks. I feel they could have increased it a little more, but I understand why they're keeping it at 35 and not making it go higher, just because since they're eliminating the cooldown altogether. However, now with the introductions of the random TFOs, which are extremely beneficial to everyone now. I mean, joining a random TFO gives you tremendous amounts of bonuses. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that the alert system is gonna be that. I'm trying to think of the word that, you know.
Useful? Useful? Is it?
Well, becoming, or, you know, it's not going to feel like it's needed, you know.
Right.
I mean, I could go into 35 marks is 35 marks with no cooldown, but I can go into a random normal TFO and I could get 50 marks of a bonus on top of the bonus, on top of the marks that I'm going to get from the other, you know, regular marks that I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, you can do it repeatedly and get the marks quicker. That's true. but you're also giving up the ability to do more things. It's going to become to the point where it's like, I would say it's kind of like these long 14-day events, like the Breach or the Crystalline. The more you do it, the more tired of the queue you're going to become with. You know what I mean?
I see in the Twitch chat, Zippity Doodle says, I think they are using red alerts to fill in weekends between bigger events. Plus, it pushes folks into normal TFOs when the events are not going on. I think you're probably right there. In between, normal weekend events like Dilithium weekends, upgrade weekends, R&D weekends, and so on, we'll have red alert weekends. So basically, it means every weekend there's going to be something. That is purely an assumption. We don't know that for sure yet. But Anthony, what do you think of the changes meant to the red alerts?
I mean, I'm really glad that they took them out of the random queue system because, because they, let's be honest, they were the thing that, semi-casual players would jump in. They would, do those once a day, get their daily, reward, and then jump out, and that was it. And
right.
And they're quick too, and that's what I think is the biggest difference between the random queues and the red alerts, is that the red alerts are just going to go by way quicker. So I feel like this is an attempt to say, okay, we know we need to take these out of the random queue, or else people will probably just be playing them anyway because of how fast they go. But we're going to give them back. So if any of those grinders out there really want to jump in and just, pump them out quickly, they can probably score a lot of marks now that there's no cooldown. So I think they'll have their uses, but I can tell you for certain they're not for me. I don't like to grind. So I'm number one, happy they took them out of the random queue, and number two, kind of happy that they're bringing them back. Sort of spread out for those people who do want to go in and grind that stuff out.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that too. I mean, it's good on a small scale, but and I completely agreeing with you that they took out the ability to get those dailies for that specific reason, that people will just go in, get all their dailies, and then clock out. So
yeah, I mean, it would, if they left them in the game on a daily basis, it would almost negate the random queue system.
Right.
And the random queue system has been great. I mean, I actually got into a vault ensnared today, and when was the last time that anyone played that queue? It's I know for me it's been a couple years since I've played that queue. I've even gotten into the high, one of the Borg ground missions that I haven't been in since before they had all those accolades taken out, I think, unless they still have them in there.
Yeah, for me, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not, I think these are good changes or bad changes. It's very much 50-50 for me. I think it's great that they increased the marks. I think that they could have gone a little higher. I don't like that you don't get the daily bonus anymore. I think it's a great thing that there's no cooldowns on them anymore. I'm not that pleased, but I understand why they're removed and they're bringing them back as weekend events. So I'm very 50-50 with it. I really haven't decided to jump one side of the fence or the other.
Well, that's a new thing too, taking out the cooldowns on these things. So this is a complete assumption for the bigger ones, like the 20-man queues that we don't really see anybody playing anymore. Even with these random TFOs, I don't know if anyone has. I certainly haven't been in one of those bigger queues. Could those possibly become weekend events sooner or later?
Possibly. You never know. I see, again, Zippity Duda in the Twitch chat says, the downside I've seen in the random TFOs thus far is that Omega TFOs tend to pop more often than the others. Not enough balance. I would kind of agree with that, in that there's not enough balance. You're probably right there. What's probably happening is there's a lot more Borg Borg-themed TFOs than there are others. Like, for example, for Gamma Marks, there's only one queue. That's the Swarm. That's it. There's one queue for it, you know? Whereas for Borg, there's, I don't know what, there's a half a dozen or more Borg-themed TFOs. There's probably a dozen Borg-themed TFOs.
Right.
So, you know, you have a greater chance of landing into one of those. Now, in my playing over the last week or two, I could be totally wrong on this, but this is just what I've noticed. It seems if you're playing on normal difficulty, you're getting a set number of the available queues. So let's say there's 80 TFOs altogether, okay? You're only cycling through about half a dozen to a dozen TFOs. You're not getting the full list of TFOs to go through. If you go into the advanced difficulty, then you're getting another set, you know, another dozen or so TFOs. And this is just what I've noticed from my playing. I'm like, you know, I'm surprised this one hasn't come up or that one hasn't come up. It seems to be a set number of TFOs that we're getting and not the full variety. And if that is true, and I'm stressing if, I wonder, you know, is this something that's going to change every month, you know, or so, where, you know, right, this month you're going to play this group at normal and this group at advanced. Next month is going to be this group and that group, you know. But that's pure speculation.
I mean, I've been going through other characters, so I've been playing advanced and normal. And to be honest, I've been getting queues that I haven't played in months or even years. I got put in an Undine Assault Advance and an Undine Infiltration Advance, which I haven't played in God knows how long. Like I said earlier, I played the Vault and Snare today. I've hit the Swarm a couple times. But Anthony is right on one thing. I have gotten a lot of Borg queues, most notably ISAs. We all know why. I think that one thing they could do, it's just something that I've thought of. The only thing that you can get from those Borg queues are Borg marks, Omega marks.
Yeah.
I think if they added like fleet marks, I think that would, you know, because if you're going into something, if you're going into the random TFO and you're getting Borg all the time, you're only going to be getting Omega marks.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know how the players who are picking specific queues affect the random queues, because I'm pretty sure when Al explained it, there was a connection where the reason why they want players to hit the random button is to fill in the queues that other players want to specifically play.
Right.
So it's possible that there's just a lot of players that are looking to get Omega marks, and that's why. Because I've had the same experience with the Borg TFOs, and I'm wondering if there's a section of players that are queuing for those specific TFOs, and it kind of makes sense to me because that's one of the first reps that you hit in the line, and so it wouldn't surprise me if there's just a large collection of players that just happen to be needing those Omega rep, and that's why those are popping quicker than the other ones.
Yeah.
And this also just came to me with the new launch of Age of Discovery. We all have, I'm sure, like maybe at least half, if not more, of the players in STO are running a new tune, and Omega marks are going to be a thing. And not to mention, with the introduction of Tier 6, we all, if we haven't built it up over time, we're all going to have to go back into these queues and get 900 plus marks to get to that Tier 6 level.
Right.
So that could be the thing.
Augmented Dictator Games asks in the Twitch chat what instance we're on. We're on instance number 6 of Deep Space Nine in Quark's Bar. The instance might be full, but you might get lucky and be able to join us. Anyway, regarding the Tholium Riddler and the TFOs, I think we've talked that to death, so we're going to move on to item number 4, which is the 20% ship sale. So from October 18th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to October 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on all 3 platforms, Star Trek Online are having a 20% ship sale. Enjoy not just a discount on your ships, but fleet modules, dry dock slots, and ship upgrade tokens as well. If you have been eyeing a new ship or ship bundle in the C-Store, now is the time to grab the ship you've always dreamt of commanding. All ships and dry dock slots in the C-Store are 20% off. This includes bundles which are comprised of only ships. This does not include bundles that have items other than ships in them. The ship upgrade token, ship upgrade bundle, or token bundle, and the fleet module are all 20% off as well. Each time a player buys a tier 5 ship, they will receive a free ship upgrade token. This is awesome. Every time you buy a T5 ship, you will receive a free ship upgrade token. This only occurs with the tier 5 ship, which is bought for the first time on an account. The claim for this token will appear in the promotions tab of the C-Store. When the player clicks claim, they will receive a bound to account ship upgrade token in their inventory, and the product will disappear from the promotions tab. These tokens stack, so if a player buys 3 T5 ships at once, they will be able to claim the promotion 3 times. The tier 5 ship bundle will have the equivalent amount of tokens as the number of ships in the bundle. So for example, buying the Dyson Mega Bundle will give you 9 tokens. So, Anthony, have you taken advantage of the ship sale this time around, or are you pretty much set?
I haven't this time around. I don't buy a lot of stuff, a lot of ships from the C-Store. I used to, right before the game went free to play, I used to own everything in the C-Store.
Right.
But I pick and choose what I get from the C-Store. I'm usually after a lot of lockbox ships for my characters. But every once in a while they do pop in. I think the last one I bought was the Odyssey bundle. So. Right.
How about you, Hunter? Are you taking advantage of the ship sale this time around?
I did, to a certain extent. I was going to buy more, but someone reminded me yesterday that we're getting close to Black Friday, and they'll probably have a nice Black Friday sale. So I only bought 1 ship this time, and you will see me flying it tonight.
Awesome.
And you read the token thing about the token thing. I just realized I probably have about 20 or so tokens just sitting in promotions right now.
Wow. So yeah, I'm not taking advantage of the sale this time around. I'm kind of in the same boat as Anthony. I have so many ships out of the C-Store. I honestly do not even want to know how much money I've spent on this game, because it's, to be perfectly honest, it's obscene. It really, really is. And I would rather not know. But, you know, every time they do, so often they do come out with a new ship or a bundle of ships that catches my eye. Just, there's nothing in there at the moment that I really want. I think the last bundle of ships I purchased was the Miracle Worker bundle, I think. Yeah, I think that was probably the last thing that I purchased in terms of ships through the C-Store. But anyway, let's move on to item number 5. Hunter, tell us all about the 20% services sale that is currently going on.
Right. So from Thursday the 18th until Monday the 22nd at 10 a.m., STO is having a 20% off sale on services. Now's the time to purchase these in the C-Store, and they will include character slots, account shared bank slots, bridge officer slots, captain retrain tokens, captain rename tokens, character slots, and the list goes on, so forth. Dry dock, ship slots, ship loadout slots, outfit slots, inventory slots. and some duty officer slots.
Yeah, I seen Nightweb in the Twitch chat says, "Hey Winters, the character slots are on sale too." So for anyone that doesn't know,
do you have any room? Do you have any room for new characters?
Exactly. I have
what's the new limit?
I have over 40 toons on my account, on my main account. And I think I have like 9 slots left, and I think I can only purchase 4 more, and I'm at the max. This is one of the reasons why I haven't created a Discovery toon yet, because you know what? 40 characters is a lot of characters.
Wait, hold on. So we've had the Romulan expansion, we've had the Gamma expansion, we've had the
Delta Rising, Temporal.
Delta Rising, Temporal. So we now have like 5 different factions now. So each one adds one. So now we're like, what, 55, 56 as max?
Well, no, you see, it's only they give a free character slot. It's not that they're increasing the max by 1.
Oh.
You see, so I don't think the max is increased. I think the max is 54, and that's it. And I think it's always been 54, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I've got over 40 characters. I stopped counting at 40.
You're the reason we can't have specific bridge officer uniforms. You know that, right?
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Because Jeremy's like, oh, the data for every account is so much if we did that. Yeah, well, this is why, because we have players who have 40 plus toons.
Yes. It's a problem, okay? You know, I'm getting help. This to say admitting.
So Winters, we didn't want to tell you this, but tonight we're having an intervention.
Right.
Yes, we're here. This is a safe place. We're here to help you.
So anyway, yeah. Hunter, are you taking advantage of the services sale? Because there's lots of other things apart from character slots that you can purchase. So, have you eyed up anything here at all?
Yeah, so like you have a problem with characters. I have a problem with ship slots. So once again, Hunter ran out of ship slots. So of course I needed to buy more ship slots. So I bought 2 more ship slots so I could put the ship that I just bought in to add it to my collection.
I see.
Yeah.
Anthony, how about you? Actually, wait, before we go to you, I see Shade Slayer in the Twitch chat says that it's time for me to start another account. I actually do have 2 other accounts. And I'm not going to say any more on that.
What you think you know is he has more than 40 toons. He just wants you to know that he only has 40 toons.
Yeah. Anyway, Anthony, are you taking advantage of the services sale?
Probably not. I've got a lot of that stuff already. I know I'm maxed out on duty officer slots on my main character. I think I'm maxed out on dry dock slots. I may even be maxed out on ship slots. And I think I'm maxed out on bank slots. Account bank slots though are something I've been eyeing. I just like 800 Zen, even on sale, 800 Zen for 10 slots. Ugh, just that's too much. I just can't bring myself to do it.
I'm not taking advantage of the sale this time around. On my main character, I have my bank and inventory maxed out. I've already purchased the max that is available for the account bank. So yeah, there's nothing really that I want. You know, I already have the lifetime, so you know I have the increased EC cap, and I have more than enough character slots. I have more than enough bridge officer slots, and I'm happy with the ship slots that I have. So yeah, there's nothing really that I want. But if you know, duty officer slots, you know, I personally, in my opinion, the 100 that you get from the beginning is not enough. You need probably about 200, and then you have a fairly sufficient roster for doing any duty officer mission. So that's one thing that I always do with every character. I always buy an additional 100 slots, but I've already done that for all of my characters. But yeah, you might think of taking advantage of the sale, guys. There might be something that you want. Anyway, moving on to item number 6. Hunter, please tell us what news there is for Xbox and PS4, please.
So, from October 16th through November 6th at 10 a.m., captains between levels 50 and 65 on Xbox and PlayStation 4 can queue up for the 5-Captain Breach event to defeat the Voth City ship and earn 1 Voth operative transmission every 20 hours. After collecting 14 Voth operative transmissions, players can complete the new event reputation project to be rewarded with 50,000 dilithium or 500 fleet marks, 250 marks of their choice, and a bioengineered combat pet. Completing this project on any character will unlock the combat pet for all characters across your account. Your other characters can also complete the project to receive marks and dilithium ore. The console patch notes for October 16th. The Discovery Lockbox items have been added to the Infinity Box. More Infinity Boxes will be available to get on November 6th. The red alerts have been changed to special weekend events, and cooldowns have been removed. Rewards have also been restructured. They resolved an issue which was blocking some people from spending expertise after accumulating a large amount of it. Resolved an issue that was causing the Hunter Power Armor to not properly appear on the player power wheel. The Klingon version of Evaluate Cardassian Science Bridge Officer applicant was rewarding a Klingon bridge officer on non-critical success. It will now appropriately reward a Cardassian bridge officer. The known issues is there is currently an issue where queues will sometimes not begin.
Awesome. So there's quite a bit of news there for Xbox and PS4. But now we're going to move on to PC patch notes. And in case you didn't know, there was 2 sets of patch notes over the last week. So in the first set, they resolved an issue that was causing loading screen images not to appear. Discovery weapons use Discovery-era vaporization effects. Updated Tilly's contact window to have the correct background. Under content, they resolved an issue that occasionally caused waves of Klingons not to spawn in Defense of Starbase 1. Updated mission to offer TFO Defense of Starbase 1 handoff to be Admiral Quinn instead of Admiral Kensington for Discovery characters. They resolved an issue that prevented Discovery captains from getting the first complement of duty officers from Lieutenant Farah. I know a lot of people will be glad that that is resolved because, I think like nearly every player ran into that issue. They added new Task Force Operation Tutorial tooltips, updated the final cutscene in the episode Downfall to no longer be skippable. Discovery captains will now receive a second rifle if they discard the first one that is given during the tutorial. They resolved an issue that prevented Discovery captains from access to all the intended traits. Right, we'll skip through some of these here. Known issues. The Discovery starter ship Windows 2 and 3 are missing materials. Cannot reclaim packs from the C-store that auto-open into items on ground maps, and Foundry features have been temporarily shut down. Patch notes for October 18th resolved an issue that was causing players not to be able to load into their characters. That's definitely a good fix there. They also resolved an issue that was causing enemies in all Task Force operations to be set to level 10. It's unfortunate that they fixed that one because it made the queues unbelievably entertaining. Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
I call that Elijah mode.
Right.
Resolved issues causing enemies on Alta. Oh, that would have. I wish I was there for that one.
Elijah mode. That's good.
The other night, Elijah was bragging about how he went into TFOs. He's like, even with my old gear, I could just wipe these guys out. And we're like, oh, by the way.
Yeah,
they're level 10.
Moving on. Resolved an issue that prevented Discovery characters from gaining the first complement of duty officers. So it wasn't a 100% fix first time round, but hopefully it should be fixed now because they had to tweak that a little bit further in the second set of patch notes. Removed obsolete expertise spent category from UI. Resolved an issue that caused the prototype light exploration cruiser to be unavailable to Federation aligned Romulans and Dominion characters. Resolved an issue that was causing the Type 7 shuttle to not be available for eligible accounts. And bridge officers are now able to use ranked discovery badges from Lieutenant and above. If you're interested in any of those patch notes, we encourage you to go to the Star Trek Online website and check that out there. Now, moving on to Armada news, and we have a lot of Armada news this week. So, first thing is, Priority One Delta Fleet has put its Tier 5 engineering upgrade on cooldown. This is the final Tier 5 upgrade for this fleet's starbase, so well done to every member of Priority One Delta Fleet. That is an awesome achievement, and Anthony, I know you're a member at Delta. Yeah. So well done there, guys. That is absolutely fantastic. Delta Fleet in, I think it's like 2 days or so, might be a day, will be a Tier 5 fleet on its starbase, which is awesome. Priority One Delta Fleet has also unlocked its first Tier 4 upgrade on the Colony Fleet holding, so again, huge congratulations there. The Priority One Ferengi Alliance fleet has reached level 53. This is a great achievement for all members of this fleet, considering there's only about 40 members in the fleet. If you're interested in joining the Priority One Ferengi Alliance, you can have your Ferengi character join. If you are a captain in any one of our fleets, you can then submit an application via the Priority One Armada website and seek to gain your Ferengi business license. And this is an actual thing that is on our website. Once your application is approved, you actually get issued a Ferengi business license, which is issued to you on your profile and shows up as one of your awards in your awards list on your profile. And yeah, it's membership in this fleet is like a perk for members who've shown dedication to the Priority One Armada. So if you're interested, go over to the Priority One Armada website and you can submit your application there. Let's see. The House of Martok fleet is now level 81 and it's well on its way to Tier 5 colony, so well done to everybody there. The House of Moog fleet has almost completed its final Tier 4 upgrade on its own colony, bringing it up to almost the same level as the House of Martok. The House of Moog is still working on its starbase there, so it's like 4 levels behind the House of Martok. So that fleet is doing incredibly well. Finally, in Priority One PC Armada news, the House of Grilka fleet has its final Tier 3 dilithium mine upgrade available and is already 43% complete. This one requires something like 30,000, I think it's 29,000 and something fleet marks. So there are some huge opportunities for members to earn fleet credits there by dumping in their fleet marks. It's actually kind of funny because the one thing that the House of Grilka is always needing is fleet marks. There is a huge demand for fleet marks in the House of Grilka, and it's been that way for the last couple of months since we brought the fleet online, and the fleet is moving along fantastically. Moving on to Priority One Xbox, the Xbox Fed and KDF costume contest has ended. Goggia took first place in with a zombie character. Azami took second place with a gangster Gorn, and Person took third place with a war-torn patch-wearing character. The next Xbox contest will be the Search for Solek. This is on the Federation side, and the Search for Krull on the KDF side on Saturday, October 27th. Each faction will get to play a little galactic hide-and-seek for some really great prizes. This will be followed up by a special and quite difficult Star Trek trivia on Sunday, October 28th. one for each faction. Brush up on your Trek knowledge, ranging from the animated series, all TV shows, and all of the movies for a chance to win. So that's what's going on there in Priority One Xbox.
And I want to, it's not up there, but I do want to bring up something for the PlayStation fleet as well. PlayStation is about 4 days away from completing their Tier 5 Starbase upgrade.
Excellent.
It was on there last week, but didn't get mentioned
right
that much. So I wanted to bring it up again. So well done to everyone in the PlayStation fleet. It's come a long way in a short time.
It really, really has. That is absolutely fantastic news because that fleet, to be fair, it's not that old and it's already completing this Tier 5 Starbase. That is absolutely fantastic news. Right, moving on. There is one particular member that we would like to give a very special shout out to in this week's show. And that is Lieutenant, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Lieutenant Yoku. Thank you so much for your recent donation that you made to the Priority One Armada website. Without support from members like Yoku and others, there's no way that we will be able to keep the lights on here at Priority One Armada. And it is because of their continued support that we are able to pay for things like the website hosting fees, TeamSpeak hosting fees, domain names, etc. And we really, really do thank you so much for your continued support. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you very much.
Support.
Finally, in Armada news, we want to talk about the Halloween costume competition, which is going to take place on the 27th of October, which is next week. We talked about this a little bit last week, and we wanted to give you guys another heads up about it in tonight's show. So first place is going to be a $20 ARC card and one fleet ship module, plus 100 superior ground tech upgrades. That's what first place is going to get. Second place is going to get a $10 ARC card, 50 superior kits and modules tech upgrades. And third place is going to get any Lobby Store costume and 20 superior ground tech upgrades. The costume contest is open to all STO players, whether you are a member of Priority One Armada or not. The theme is best sci-fi villain. Doesn't have to be a Star Trek villain, just sci-fi villain. So this competition is open to everyone. And as I said, the theme is best sci-fi villain, and it will take place on next week's show at 8:30 p.m. Central Time approximately, and that will be broadcast live during next week's show after we do the roundtable discussion there. So, start thinking about who you would like to design a costume after. Best sci-fi villain. Maybe it's, I don't know, Dark Vader. It could be... Think of who else would be a good sci-fi villain, guys?
Well, I'm entering the contest, so I'm not going to tell you who.
All right, okay, you're entering. Right. So anyway, like we said, it's not Star Trek, it's sci-fi. So any sci-fi villain. This is open to everybody. So if you want a chance at winning some of those really cool prizes, start working on your costumes now and join in on next week's show, and you could win one of those prizes. Also, want to give out a very special shout out to Captain Advisory Panda and Admiral Cat for all the work that they put into creating this costume competition this year, and to Advisory Panda for funding all of the prizes. It's actually Advisory Panda that is funding the prizes for this, so thank you so much for that, and you've done really tremendous work for this event, so we're really, really looking forward to that.
And just before we go on, Riker's Evil Winters is Emperor Summers, so...
Yes, I do have a Summers character, which is my mirror universe.
Yep. Or it's Empress Summer, sorry.
Right, so that's all the news we have for the roundtable this week. So, as we mentioned earlier, our away mission this week is going to take place in the Badlands Battle Zone. But before we do that, we are going to get our next giveaway up and running here. So, we would like you to please type in the word tech into the Twitch chat now to enter yourself in with the chance of winning an Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. Like we said earlier, this code, we strongly recommend that you use it on a brand new character because that is what it is intended for. And there's some really, really great stuff in that. So everybody type in the word tech into the Twitch chat now, and that will enter you in with a chance of winning. Right, before we get going here, I want to check my specializations. I'm good. And we are going to beam up, and we're going to head to the Badlands Battle Zone.
Real?
We're not going to do teams, guys. We're just going to go, we'll pick an instance, and we'll just arrive as, a flash mob group. And we're going to blow crap up. One thing that probably should tell you guys about the Accelerated Officer Training Pack codes is that they only work once on an account. If you've already won one of these in the past, you won't be able to claim a second one. So if that does happen, we will give you an alternative prize instead of the training pack code. We'll get something really cool to give you rather than a second code, because like we said, they don't work, and we actually had to find that out the hard way. Perfect World didn't tell us that there were only a one-time deal on the account, and like I said, we learned the hard way, and it was rather disappointing. So, Anthony, anything wild, exciting, interesting happen on this week's Priority One podcast?
Oh my gosh, you're asking me to remember what happened the last week of
I know,
of
do you
my
know
life?
what? Do you know what? I was always the same as well. As soon as the show was finished, like 30 minutes later, I could never remember what we just done on the show. I was always like,
I also have two small children, and I literally can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone what we talked about on the show this week. Because we recorded a majority of the show on Tuesday, so the show's released on Friday, so that's a lot of days to forget about that stuff. But we talked about, I know in Star Trek Online news we talked about the TFOs, and we talked about oh my gosh, I don't even remember what we talked about in Star Trek Online news.
Well, there was a rather big discussion with
about the
Elijah,
the filters. Yeah, so
right.
Elijah was under the impression that by filtering the cues in the task force operations screen, and that it meant that when he clicked random, he would only get a randomization from the ones that were filtered.
Right.
So he thought if he filtered space, he would only get space TFOs, and if he filtered ground, he would only get ground. And we argued with him for about for a good 20 minutes, and I know because I edited that segment.
Yeah.
And then we finally confirmed after the fact that that it does not matter what you filter, you're gonna get a random cue from any of them. And if you listen to the show, you actually heard me beam in from the future and correct us with that information, and then beam out.
Awesome.
Winters,
That's fantastic.
just changed.
Yes, so guys, Instance 3 has just opened up in the Badlands Battle Zone, so everybody switch to Instance number 3. If you cannot get into Instance number 3, don't worry, we're all here as one big flash group or mob. So you're going to just run it in the instance that you're in. But if you can get into instance 3, look at do, and we'll blow stuff up. And we'll earn some marks, some dilithium, some XP, and this is the part where we team up with you guys and we just play the game and have a bit of fun. But that was a really, really lengthy discussion with Elijah, and man, he just was not having it. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you got that backwards, buddy.
When Elijah knows something, when he thinks he knows something, he does not give up until you prove him wrong. And then when you prove him wrong, he accepts the evidence, and he'll change his mind. But if you can't prove him wrong, it's whatever he thinks. So which is great.
Because I was like, I don't think that's right. But I had to laugh at you because you were like, I'm 99% sure that Winters is right. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm 50% sure that Winters is right. And then 10 minutes later, I'm 99% sure that Winters is right again.
I told him, I said, because he said, look, I filter space, and then when I click on random, I only get space. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. And he goes, okay. And I said, well, all right, so prove us wrong. Go in and filter ground and then queue up. And I bet you'll get a space mission.
Yeah.
And he did that, and he got a ground mission. So then I was like, so I'm 50% certain.
Come on. He should have known better than to argue with us. I mean, he's only getting back into the game. But it was funny. It was definitely funny. So you actually did go back and do a timey-wimey thing to say, yes, we actually confirmed after the fact.
Yeah. So you'll hear, if you listen to the episode, after, when we wrap up that discussion, there's a beam in sound effect, and I say, so future Tony here, and then I explain what happened, and I was like, so that's that, and then you hear a beam out effect.
Nice. I love it. That is a nice touch there, definitely. Very nice touch.
Elijah was happy with the insert, so.
I gotta have to listen to that now. So for anyone that doesn't know, Tony is part of our other or sister production, Priority One Podcast. And those guys record live via Facebook every Tuesday at, I want to say 11 p.m. Eastern. Is that right, Tony?
I think we're back to 11:30 now.
11:30, right. So 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Those guys broadcast live over Facebook, and whereas we here, Priority One Armada, the Twitch show, we focus 100% on Star Trek Online news and Priority One Armada news. Priority One Podcast encompasses the entire Trek universe. Anything to do with shows, movies, science and tech, conventions, gaming, anything at all is what Priority One Podcast focuses on. So if you're looking for a good Star Trek podcast, then Priority One Podcast is definitely worth checking out. And there is some crazy stuff that happens on that show. I mean, when I was on the show full time, when I was on the show full time, it was always a laugh. There was just so much messing and stuff going on, because it's very different here, because you've only got one opportunity to get it right. There's no going back and recording a second time and let the editors work it out, and some of those mix-ups and bloopers are always really good in the show. I used to love them. I still do. What am I on about? I used to. I still love them.
Whenever we release an episode, the first thing I do is I download it, and then I immediately go to the end of the episode to see what bloopers were included. Even though I'm there, there when the bloopers happen, I still like to go. And we, it's great because we talk. The Tuesday night show is mostly, the introduction, the weekly Star Trek news, which is so great because you can, a lot of people have busy schedules and they just don't have time to. Check in on their favorite, hobbies or fandom. And so we really try to bring all that stuff to you guys and deliver what we call Trek nuggets for everyone. And so you can, and it's fun because you can interact with us. We have a really good time. We razz each other, and it's a lot of fun. And then we do focus on Star Trek gaming later in the week, but that's just a recorded show. So if you do listen to the weekly show that we release on Fridays, it's sort of pieced together throughout the week. And one of the reasons why I was brought on board was I also have a large knowledge of Star Trek board gaming and tabletop gaming. So if anybody has any questions about any of that stuff, please ask, because that's I do a lot of Star Trek gaming, not just video games, but mobile games and tabletop games as well.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Watch for additional classes. Nebula Science vessel incoming.
So since we're talking about gaming and stuff like that, did any of you guys see the blog that came out today?
Yes.
So what did they call it? Was it a roundup? Is that what they called it?
The road? You mean the
roadmap?
The roadmap.
2019 roadmap for stuff.
Right. Yeah. So for November, it seems we're going to be getting the Battle at the Binary Stars. Experience the legendary event of Age of Discovery on PS4 and Xbox One. So that's just Discovery coming to Xbox and PS. Sorry, did I say PS1? PS4.
Yep.
PS4. Yeah.
Winters, you're like 20 years behind the times,
I
man.
know, right? Yeah. I used to have a PS1.
Or he said Xbox 4, in which case he's from the future.
So there's going to be an Xbox 4, right?
Right.
You're from...
I mean, eventually.
See, some of you may not know this, but Winters is actually a time traveler stuck here in the 21st century.
Yes. And yet I still cannot pick the right winning lotto numbers for some reason. But anyway,
I played the lottery this last night. Actually, our Mega Millions lottery was up to $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
that's with a B, billion.
Yeah. It was actually one of our members, Shades. He said that he was playing it as well, and he said if he won, he was going to give like Priority One Armada $1 million, and that'd just sort out the Armada. The Armada would be able to fight, really, really awesome prizes every year for the anniversary and whatnot. It's like, wow, that would be such an awesome thing to do.
we could just. That'd be great. But
we were having a big laugh about it because it was like, I wonder can PayPal handle a transaction like that?
You call them up. I bet they'd want to.
Oh
PayPal
yeah,
PayPal would just break.
No problem to them. But anyway, moving on to December in this roadmap, we have Q's Winter Wonderland. Unlock a T6 Fakiri ship. Engage in winter games on all platforms. So expect that in December. Now,
so all those people that were wanting another Breen ship, you're out of luck.
Yeah, this is the first time that we're not going getting a Breen ship. And do you know what? Hunter, I know you're happy about that. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed. I always liked the Breen ships for the winter event. Because for me, I think, the Breen, it makes sense, winter, cold, Breen, it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but they brought out the Tier 5 versions, which was cool. Started bringing out the Tier 6 versions, and I'm just like, well, we kind of already got these, so, it's great, but why?
Yeah, well, like I said, I always enjoy them. How about you, Anthony? What side of the fence are you on in terms of the Breen ships?
I like free stuff.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I'm not a big fan of the Breen ships in general. So I'm okay if they change it up. It's funny because I feel the exact opposite with the Risa summer event. I want those to only be Ferengi ships.
Yes.
But we need more Ferengi ships.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. But Breen, I don't know. I'm just not crazy about the Breen.
Wait, we have too many Breen ships. That's a problem.
I think it's because I don't know what they look like underneath the masks. So.
So yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Anthony, I've always liked the winter ship to be a Breen ship. I think that the anniversary, they should have a bit of fun, use their creative juices, and come up with, weird and wacky ships for that. And then for the summer event, I think it should be Ferengi. The summer event should always be Ferengi ships. But that's just my opinion. I know there's other people that totally agree with me, and I know there's other people that are like, hell no, that's not good at all. But I know one thing for sure.
Needs more love.
I know one thing for sure. I've had more than my fill of foregone ships. I never want to see a foregone ship.
Absolutely. I was so disappointed when they brought out the third one.
With the foregone ships.
The Ferengi is so much cooler than foregone and interesting.
Yeah.
My Ferengi needs more love, man. It needs more ships. She's got like 3 playable ships, 4 if you include the golden ship that only like 15 people can get.
The Vorgon were never, they were never popular. They're not that interesting at all. And I've had more than my fill. I mean, was it 3 years now we've had Vorgon ships? It's like, come on. But I'd love Ferengi stuff, more Ferengi stuff.
Absolutely. Completely agree 100% on that.
But yeah, anyway, this year we're going getting Fakiri ship, which is it's interesting. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not Green ship. Hey, whatever.
Well, it is also different for a lot of people that only play Federation or even play only Romulan who are Federation Allied. The only Fakiri ship was on the Klingon side, and this is the first time that Federation characters will be able to play a Fakiri ship.
Right. That is very true. It is a good point. I'm interested to see what it is. I'll definitely get it. I mean, at the very least, it's an Admiralty card.
That is very true.
And, it's a T6 Starship trait. Granted, I mightn't use it, but, the way I look at it is, it's a free ship, and it's an Admiralty card. Now, I will use the Admiralty card, even if I don't fly the ship. I have a lot of the ships. Well, actually, I have all of the event ships that were ever given out anyway. And it's always great to, whenever I create a new tune,
never gonna happen again.
Because I have all these free ships that I can claim and fill out the Admiralty roster. So
you never have too many Admiralty ships.
Oh, definitely not.
Oh, I love having more ships to tell what to do. Boss around.
Yeah.
Like I just got this new one. So that ship that I bought is the Dauntless.
Oh wow, you didn't have the Dauntless?
I did not have the Dauntless.
Wow.
Loving it.
Yeah, Dauntless is a pretty good ship. I remember playing that when Delta Rising came out.
Well, originally it wasn't even on the table to get. I was gonna get the Scryer. I was gonna get the Intel pack. And unfortunately, as my PlayStation 4 and Xbox friends know, the Intel pack on the console comes in the 3-pack. So it comes with the Phantom, Eclipse, and Scryer, all for one bundled price of 6,000 Zen. On the PC, however, it does not do that. You have to buy them all separately, or in the Delta Operation pack. Now, I only had enough Zen to get 2 of them at the time. So I was debating which to get, and I think it was Panzer who eventually finally convinced me to get the Dauntless instead.
Yeah.
And he set me up on Hunter originally because I had just upgraded him to full Mark 15 gear, Epic. So I kind of wanted to test it out.
Right.
It ripped things to shreds because he set me up in an escort. He set me up in a science ship, but built as an escort. So it really turns the table, and I tried my best to do it with this one too. I obviously have more science skills on this tune since she's the science character.
Right. So, sorry, I'm about to butcher your name. Karagi wants to know what sort of ship I'm flying. It is the T6 Valiant, or Defiant T6 Defiant ship, and I'm using the Sao Paulo skin on it because I really love the look of the Sao Paulo. I just think it's a beautiful looking ship. So yeah, that's what I'm rocking. This is the USS Wolverine. This is my baby.
If you're gonna keep watching the show, just remember every time you see him, he will only be in that ship, so you'll know if he's on.
Yeah.
Because that's all he flies.
Oh, I love me my Wolverine.
I've blown that ship up a couple
One
times.
generator down.
Yeah, so have I.
That was your audition to see
Yes.
gauge your Star Trek knowledge.
I had to.
That's part of the.
It's like the Hunger Games.
That's part of the process, isn't it? Defeat Winters in a battle.
Well, no, we're actually telling the truth here. When Anthony was auditioning for the show, we had interviews with everyone, and had some really, really great potential candidates, and we needed to get a gauge on Star Trek Online knowledge, and we said that we'd do a testing game. And gauge what their builds are like, to see if they know what they're talking about. Anthony done really, really well with it.
Stop them.
I had just gotten the Universe class, and I
Oh my
been in it for
God.
about a week.
I
And
want
was
that
like,
ship.
Oh, I love that ship so much. I'm right now. I'm leveling up some Starship masteries and traits, and I can't wait to get back into the universe. In fact, Winters, I just got the Enterprise J Eagle Moss model the other day.
I'd say congratulations, but I hate that ship. I really hate that ship. It's fugly.
It's like the only ship that I want still. It's the only ship that I want that I can't get from the C store from the Zen store at this point. Like I finally got my hands on the Kelvin Connie after so long, and but that ship is like,
Start shutting it down.
you can use the Infinity Pack, but to get it on the exchange, it's like 1 billion EC at like the least. And that's if you're lucky.
I don't know what it is. I have to be in whatever the latest version of the Enterprise is. Although it's interesting because I tried the Enterprise F, the Odyssey class, for a while, and like I mentioned before, I actually bought the C-Store bundle, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. I just didn't like it, and so.
Oh, I love that ship.
So I'm guessing you didn't get the T6 versions.
I did not get the T6 versions, as a matter of fact. Well, it's funny. I thought I bought the T6 pack, the bundle, and I didn't. I bought the T5 one by mistake.
Oh.
So that really hurt. But the ship that I used the longest and is the most fun for me was the Future Enterprise, the Galaxy X.
Yes.
Dreadnought. And in fact, I had that ship before it was purchasable, when it was for the referral program.
Nice.
And I've had that ship for a long time.
Nebula science vessel incoming.
And I now have the fleet version, obviously.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite ship in the Star Trek universe.
Device shut down 1/3 leaving energy instability. Watch for
Yeah, for me,
Nebula science
it's,
vessel
well,
incoming.
I've already
Watch out
said
for
this,
repulsor.
it's the Defiant. I just love that ship so much. And the Sao Paulo skin is just beautiful. It's
Absolutely. Yeah.
for that.
I gotta agree with you on that. She may be small, but she has.
She's got a bite. For sure.
Yeah, the Defiant ship is probably my second favorite ship in all of Star Trek. So I definitely agree.
I think it gave you a pretty good run for your money as well that time we were doing that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah, I mean, you caught me off guard. I like I was surprised at first, but then once I got into the rhythm, and the other thing is, so not only did I have to fight him, but they were asking me questions while I was fighting them. So I'm like trying to answer questions and like concentrate on my like rotations.
They had to make sure you can multitask.
Oh yeah, I just let me tell you, it was I thought for sure I didn't get it. I was like, oh my god, that was terrible. It was terrible. And
So-
then before we left, they said goodbye. So I left TeamSpeak, and then while they were still in the match, I went over and surprised him and tried to blow him up again.
Watch out.
So be honest, how many people did you bring into STO to fight you, Winters?
Oh, everyone that passed the audition phase, we've done the very same test. It was, like, that was part of it, you know. See how people react when they're under pressure. You know, if can they actually multitask and answer questions while essentially presenting a show at the same time. You know. I thought it was a good test. Everybody else thought
Watch
it
out.
was a good test.
Terra Nebula class
Probably not
vessels.
that nice to go
Away
through.
from the satellite.
I think it only helped. I understood what you were doing, so I just kind of went with it and tried to do my best. So, but going back to the ships, I think the only ships that I'm like the number one ship that's on my want list right now is the Crossfield.
Yes.
Simply because we're in the age of discovery. The show is on. I'm really liking the show. I'm not crazy about the way the ship looks, but I love when it does the spore jump, and I like that scene when they in the battle at Pavo with the sarcophagus ship. And it jumped all those times. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. And so that's my number one want. And then obviously I wouldn't mind having the Kelvin Constitution, but
I've got that one too. It's my main.
Yeah, it's I have the Universe class, which was my number, like the one thing I wanted, and then
It's the only other ship I would want from the lockbox.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm not. I think I'm going to try to save up for a Crossfield, but other than that, if I happen to pull a Kelvin Connie from the lockbox, great. If not, no worries.
And deactivate its auxiliary satellite.
Yeah, I don't really like trying my luck on the on the pack. The only ones I've ever tried is the Infinity packs. Now, at least now, I mean, the only other thing I really did was an R&D pack, and it only took me one try.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I got my Universe class from when they did the R&D Infinity thing.
Yeah,
Was it the R&D, or was it... No. Maybe it was the DOF. Maybe it was the DOF pack. The Infinity thing in. That might have been what it was. And it was whatever it was. I think it was the DOF pack, because it was like 240 Zen on sale for each thing. And so I think I spent $20 and I bought a bunch, and I think on the 8th or 9th pack I got the Infinity prize.
Nice. I mean, for me it was I think it was either the R&D pack or the DOF pack. It might have been the DOF pack. When the Krenim Anorax first came out, it took one.
Yeah.
It took one. I got it on the first try. I'm like, it's never happening again.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I actually got the Kelvin Constitution class, and I sold it, and I bought the Zinkethi, that little escort thing.
Oh, the turtle ship.
Yeah, because I created a character that was modeled after Samus Aran from the video game Metroid.
All right.
And I felt like that ship was the best representation of what her ship is in the game. So
Gotcha.
The only thing I need for it is a Ferengi vanity shield, because her ship is orange, like orange and red, and right now it's blue and green. So,
I see in the Twitch chat, Karagi again, and apologies for butchering your name, says Winters is a good man. Every time I blow up my ship, I'm screaming at my laptop and punching things. Bang! Sorry, that just made me giggle. I had to read it out. I've been there. Stupid game.
oh yeah.
I hate this game so much.
I can't tell you how many Super Nintendo controllers I've wrecked.
No, right? Oh man.
Smash.
Oh man, yeah.
No.
Good time.
That's I lost my first PlayStation 2 that way.
Thanks to everyone as well for tuning in to tonight's show. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of chat going on in Twitch as well as in game as well. So thanks a million everyone for turning up for tonight's events.
Yeah, thank you for having me back too. I had a really good time last week.
Problem, no. It was very last minute. It really was very last minute.
You 5 minutes before.
I had some family friends up this weekend, and I didn't know what my schedule was going to be like, so I didn't want to commit to it. And then, and then everybody, the kids, we tuckered the kids out, and the parents were out, and my wife and son were like, "All right, we're going to go to bed." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what am I going to do?" And then I looked at I just happened to be in game, and I saw the notification that 30 minutes until the stream, and I was like, "You should pop in and see if those guys will have me again."
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic to have you back on the show again. Like I said last week, anytime that you guys want to jump aboard, by all means.
So are we heading to Alpha or Delta?
I'm heading south of current location. So.
All right, so Klingon fleet then.
Getting back to this roadmap, it says in January, Age of Discovery Part 2, the 9th anniversary event on PC, backlit the binary stars on PS4 and Xbox One. So, yeah, that's probably going to be near the end of January. Actually, wait, yeah.
February.
No, end of January, beginning of February.
Beginning of February, yeah.
And Al teased that as Captain Killy will be showing up.
Right, yeah, exactly. She's Mary Wiseman has recorded her VO for all that already, I believe, hasn't she?
And it's not Tilly as Killy; it's actually Captain Killy.
Right.
He made that clear.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of fun to have her back again doing more episodes, for sure.
Station is drawing power from an auxiliary satellite. Shut it down to drop the metaphasic shield.
So yeah, that would be the anniversary. Obviously, since it's the anniversary, that'll bring back the Omega minigame event thing, where you can get Omega tech upgrades. An absolutely fantastic time to upgrade your gear to epic level, because those Omega tech upgrades are just the best in game.
If you haven't already gotten it there, during this event.
Right. But the best thing about the Omega tech upgrades is it costs no dilithium, so they're absolutely outstanding.
And as we always do, we recommend if you're going to use them, wait for an upgrade event.
Yeah, that's what I do every time. I always hang tight for an upgrade event, and if I have Omega Tech upgrades, that's when I utilize them. But the roadmap also talks about, in February then, we have Halvo Dissension, a thrilling new epic event. That to me sounds like it's going to be a new version, well, not a new version, but crystalline catastrophe event, a mirror universe event, breach event. This is going to be a new ground event, a 3-week long event. That's what At least that's my take on it anyway. That's what I think it's going to be.
And that is a TFO, correct? That's what it has it listed as?
It just says new epic event. That's all it says. So I'm
But
guessing it's going to be like the Crystalline Catastrophe or the Mirror Universe.
But there are people in that photo, so it does lean, at least looking at it, leaning towards a ground event.
Yeah, which will be interesting because there currently is no, 3-week-long ground event.
Arena of Solmpek.
That's not a 3-week event.
Yeah,
they were
isn't it?
No,
it is.
They were weekend events,
isn't it?
Yeah, weekend events.
It originally came out as a 3-week event, though.
No, it didn't. It originally came out as a weekend event, and it's always been a weekend event.
I thought... Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Pretty sure it came out as a 3-week event at one point.
Nope.
Rescue Rangers says it's been both. Rikers says it was a 3-week event.
I don't remember that. Well, we got this one through really quick. Okay, moving up to the last one.
Klingons are squishy.
Let's see, what's next then? March, Personal Endeavor System. New ways to advance Age of Discovery Part 2 on Xbox and PS4. So yeah, new Personal Endeavor System. That's going to be interesting. I imagine it's going to be very similar to what's currently available, but this is going to be... Well, I don't know, actually. I wonder, is it going to be on the account or is it going to be per character?
See, that'd be... I would think per account, but if... I'd honestly be... That being said, the Universal Endeavor is for the account. So maybe it will be per character.
Yeah, my take on the way they've worded that is it's going to be per character. But that's just my interpretation of it. I could be wrong. But there's the Endeavor system is nice. The rewards, they're nice. They're not fantastic. I don't think they're nearly as good as the random TFOs. But nice addition to the game.
Let's just all agree at this. The TFOs are probably the best thing they've put in a while.
Right. Best thing
it's
since
definitely
Admiralty.
the best, and it's the best correction they've made in a while, like updating a system.
Right.
My guess with the personal endeavors, now they've mentioned in even as recent as STLV this past summer that they are really looking more at the player is the account,
right?
Instead of the player is a character,
right?
So I wonder. This is just a guess. I have no evidence to back this up, and this maybe is just like a wishful thinking. But what if they did something that involved multiple characters, or something that could be completed more easily with the more characters you have?
Possibly. You never know.
Aww.
Did we feel that?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I got Dilithium, I got Marks. I don't care.
Yep.
The Mirror Universe invaders will take a little time to regroup before they come back.
Right, while we're waiting for the map to reset, let's give out the winner for our second giveaway tonight. So let's roll the dice, and the winner is... Poet Twist. Congratulations! You have won an accelerated officer training pack code. So if you can please contact me via Whisper over Twitch, Winters 1983, and let me know what your in-game @handle is. We will get that prize sent to you at the end of the show. So congratulations again. Well done.
Zippity Doodah in the Twitch chat actually mentions that right now the Endeavors are causing the random TFOs to queue up the same TFO, because if there's a certain queue mission that's in the Endeavor, then everybody's going to want to play that.
Right.
So he says if they have different ones per account, then it would it would sort of fix that issue. So that's something interesting. Maybe it's going to be random assignments per account.
Could be.
So like my endeavor will be different than your endeavor will be different than Hunter's endeavor. So that actually makes some sense.
Yeah,
Do you think there might be two different separate endeavors instead of, or you think they're going to get rid of the universal endeavor at all? Or
no, they won't get rid of the server-wide endeavors. I don't think. I don't see that happening. So anyway, yeah, that's in March of next year. And in April, then, we have a limited engagement TFO event. New featured task force operations on all platforms.
Oh, this is what I thought the Pavo thing was. That's right. I was confusing the two.
Right. That sounds interesting. It's piqued my interest anyway. I'd like to have more information on that. I guess we will get more information on it as time goes on. In May then of next year, we have Age of Discovery Part 3. The Age of Discovery saga continues. So, like, they've got something every month, and this is what we can expect, I think, for the game in, how it's going to proceed in the future. The day of season releases where you get a big chunk of content on a season release is gone, and instead what we're going to get is we're going to get a little bit on this month, and the next month we'll get another little bit, and the next month we'll get another little bit, and I think that's the way they're going to go from here on out, it seems anyway. So November, Battle of Binary Stars, that's going to be interesting. Winter event then, which is probably going to be the last week of November, first week of December. Man, it's hard to believe that we're coming back up on that time of year again, huh? Winter event is nearly here.
before you know it, it'll be January.
Before you know it, we'll all have new party poppers.
Yeah. Oh, think about that. Next year, 10th anniversary.
Every single one of them. No, it's the 9th anniversary.
No, next year.
No, in
2020, sorry.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, in 2020, 10th anniversary.
Yeah, I have every single party popper.
I can only imagine how much they would go for in the exchange, the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I wish I could sell it.
You can sell it.
I can?
You can, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No, seriously, yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Party poppers.
Gotta go.
Party poppers do not bind to character or account. You can equip them and sell them after.
Anybody want to set up party poppers for a cross field?
There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh, I just got demolished.
Well,
I ran out of.
Go, it's the best way to go.
Well, I just ran out of all my heals.
Drawing power from an auxiliary satellite. Shut it down to drop the metaphasic shield.
I wonder if the people in the saucer section of my Manticore feel it when I transform the ship into battle mode.
Huh.
Like, do they feel the sides of the saucer come out?
Yeah, especially those three guys that always get shot out the sides.
The inertial dampeners should take care of that, shouldn't they?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting nerdy over here.
Oh yeah. Bring it on.
Station's metaphasic shields have dropped.
Only.
Fire on the platform control station.
All the hardcore ships don't need them initial dampeners anymore. Just rock it. For the best.
I can tell you my Universe class turns and moves so slowly, there's no way it needs inertial dampeners. Doesn't go fast enough.
I feel like if you put a Universe class and a snail in a race, snail would win.
Oh yeah.
That's how slow class is.
The thing turns like a planet. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I literally have to build in turn rate bonuses into my gear so that I can get it maneuverable.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It was meant to be basically a starbase with warp engines.
Yeah. It's like you get into battle and you know, heaven forbid the enemy is like on your rear flank, you know, and you got all your strong weapons in the front. So then you got to turn the ship around. You launch your frigates, and by the time you get turned around, the frigates have taken care of the problem.
The station's metaphasic shields have dropped. Focus fire on the plasma control station.
I mean, yeah, the Universe class was meant to be a portable starbase.
That's exactly what it was.
I just remember when I first saw
and the Jupiter class the Jupiter class was a shuttle bay.
Karagi says, if my inertial dampeners are a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Oh, man. That is brilliant.
Start 8 today. Everyone, the inertial dampeners failed. Everyone got a concussion.
This is the sort of stuff that I love about the show, where people write stuff like that in the Twitch chat. Oh, man, it tickles my funny bone. Doing pretty well here
Nebula
so
science,
far.
Nebula science vessel incoming. Watch out for
one round of this
repulsor.
fleet. So you're going taking part in the costume contest next week, Tony, yeah?
Yeah. I've got some ideas. I love. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty sure, like a long time ago, Priority One used to do costume contests. Like the first couple of years the game was out. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different fleet. But oh, you know what? I am thinking of a different fleet. I just remembered what fleet it was. Never mind. I used to do costume. We used to do. There were some fleets that used to do costume contests a long time ago, and I love doing costume contests. I actually did I think one of my first costumes was a Santa Claus costume before any of the winter before the winter event was even a thing.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have a Santa costume contest between Winters and Tony.
There is no contest. I just have ultimate Santa.
I feel it coming on.
You've never seen that costume, Tony, have you?
I don't think I have.
You need to see it.
So every year I dress up as Santa. I do it every year, and I've got a pretty good Santa costume. I do it every year. I can show you after the show, actually, once we get back onto a ground map.
Oh, yeah.
I have the costume saved, always. But like every year when I'm in Q's Winter Wonderlands, there's quite a few people that do the same thing. They have the same idea, but every year I always get a couple of people who are like, "Wow, that's such a good costume! How do you do that? What are you using for this? What are you using for that?"
You know what? I've done a couple of the winter events. Like this past winter, I think I joined a couple of the Priority One events in the Winterland. I may have actually seen it.
All right, okay.
And I probably said, oh, I could do better. That's why I wasn't memorable.
Okay, let me just write your name down. Go in the blackboard.
So remember that time we said you're welcome anytime?
Right. Yeah.
No.
Who is this
So,
guy?
Anymore.
let's see. Demotion to lackey. I'm going to tell you one thing, Tony. Don't come around and don't come around when we're in Mirror Universe mode. Winter will get you.
Oh, I remember that whole month. That whole month we did.
Yeah, the Mirror Universe
Yeah,
month.
so much fun.
That was a good month.
Nebula science vessel incoming. Watch out
to
for
be
repulsor.
perfectly honest with you, I didn't hold a lot of expectations for that thing. I was like, it was fun and everything, but I didn't think it was going to be as popular as it turned out to be. It really did. Just everybody got on board with it, and just started playing the part, and we're having so much fun with it. It was absolutely fantastic. The Mirror Universe month that we done earlier on in the year.
That was a really good event.
Yeah, it really, really was. It was absolutely fantastic. It was brilliant to see how many people just got into the spirit of things.
And then the final episode where we brought in all three platforms was amazing as well.
I remember watching that stream. That was awesome.
Yeah.
In fact, that stream is the reason why I have a level 65 character on, or a level 60 character on PS4.
Nebula science vessel
Do you
incoming.
really?
Yeah.
Watch out for repulsor.
Of course, I made the mistake of leveling up a Klingon, and then I said, "Hey, Winters, can you hook me up with whoever runs the PS4 Klingon fleet?"
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the guy.
And then Winters was like, "Oh, I actually don't think we have a PS4."
Yeah, we don't have one at the moment.
I was like, "Oh, great, perfect."
So do you have one in? Do you have a Fed character?
Not high level, but I guess I'll have to make one now.
So how are you liking your time on Priority One Podcast, Anthony?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I'm so lucky to be able to talk about something I love, talk about Star Trek, and then to be able to have great conversations with the fans and stuff. Right. Elijah and I went to Trek Condoroga. That was my first away mission with him, and we met some fans and people who listen to the show, some Patreons, and just meeting them and talking with them and being able to just have conversations about Star Trek in general just is, I've been practicing for a while because I sit at home and talk to myself about Star Trek. So it's really good that I can do that with other people now. And my therapist, my therapist seems to think that's a positive thing. So
Fantastic. Yeah, Priority One, the podcast. It's just such a good, positive thing. I mean, I remember years ago. I won't go into details, but just stuff that was going on years ago. The podcast really was the one thing I was looking forward to every week, because I knew that I was going to enjoy it, and it was going to be laughs and joking and messing around and interacting with people and fans of the show. And for a long time, it was that one beacon of light for me. One thing that I was looking forward to every week.
Portal is closed.
Like I said, there was stuff going on which I won't go into detail on bore everyone with, but it really done an awful lot for me. Really, really did.
I've listened to Priority One on and off for the last 5 or 6 years, and I quite frequently would yell at my phone while I was listening to the podcast, because I'd be like, no, I disagree, rah! And now I get to do that,
right?
You know, on the actual show. So that's a lot of fun, and I just feel so lucky to be able to do that. And you know, thank you to everybody who listens, and you know, feel free to hit me up on social media and disagree with me or have conversations, or if you're looking for any new Star Trek, you know, games to play, let me know, because I play them all.
I play everything.
Oh yeah, one of the first weeks I was on the podcast, the live show, people were asking me about the old Star Trek Decipher customizable card game, and I was like, oh yeah, I play that, and as a matter of fact, I still play it. I have cards, and I have a friend of mine that comes over, and we build decks and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
And that game ended like 12 years ago, I think. So.
Wow. Well, you mentioned social media there. How can people get in contact with you via social media?
Oh, I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and my and Twitch as well. My handle is at Tony on a Mountain.
Stop them.
Tony on a Mountain. Awesome.
Yeah, I used to live on a mountain, and I don't anymore, but I used to.
Right.
And my picture, I live up near the Catskill Mountains in upstate New York State, and there's an old
The portal is closed. Excellent.
Poet Twist. Yes, I actually own that game. It's in my closet. I have not broken it out and played with it yet, but yes, I know that game you're referring to. In fact, in Schenectady, New York, there's a group of guys I think they do the national tournament for that game still, and that game is like 40 years old.
Wow.
He's referencing Starfleet Battles.
Right.
You're talking about the pen and paper one, right? With like the hexagon grid map. Anyway, what was I talking about? Did you ask me a question?
You were saying, you were talking about your at handle and Tony on a Mountain. You used to live on a mountain.
So there's in Prattsville, New York, there's a little trail you can walk up, kind of zigzagging up this really steep incline up to like a cliff face, and there's these murals that this guy named Zadok Pratt, which the town is named after, Prattsville, he commissioned this artist to make these murals and carve them in the stone of the cliff face. And along the way, because it was such a steep incline, the stone workers that worked on the murals carved seats and benches into the stone on the way up to this cliff face. And so as you're hiking up this steep incline, you can stop and rest at these little benches that are carved out of stone. And several of them look exactly like captain's chairs.
Nice.
And so my picture on Twitter, my profile picture, is me in my TNG command hoodie, sitting in one of these chairs overlooking a mountain, like I'm commanding the mountain or something.
Nice.
So that's why it's Tony on a Mountain. So
there goes my next question that I was going to ask you, because I was going to ask what was the source of that handle.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's it. My wife and I used to run a bed and breakfast up in the Catskills, so. But we don't do that anymore. Now I work at a game store, and that's way more fun.
Man, I'd love to work at games. Well, no, I'd love to work just playing games. That's what I would love.
Well, I mean, we do, one of the things we do is we demo games for people, and that's part of my job is I have to sort of learn the new games that come in, because I do the marketing. I do a lot of marketing for the store I work at.
All right.
And that includes like customer outreach, and so I have to sort of be on tap with all the new board games coming out and card games and stuff. And in fact, earlier tonight I was playing there's a new Transformers
Robots being disguised.
And I'm a huge Transformers fan too, and I was really excited when that came out. So
Nice.
I was playing that with some people, and because I'm actually doing a demo of it tomorrow, so I needed to sort of, sort of get around it. It just came out a couple weeks ago too, so. And in fact, speaking of Transformers, I'm going to bring it back to Star Trek. You ready for this?
Okay.
They just released a comic series, IDW did, that is Star Trek versus Transformers. And it's the animated series and the 80s Transformers in a comic book series together. It's like, I think it's like 4 issues or something, but
oh, wow.
But yeah, I have the first issue. I haven't yet read it, but I'm looking forward to it, because it's like somebody in some office at IDW was like, how could we make Tony buy a bunch of comics? Oh, I know. Let's put Transformers and Star Trek together.
Ta-da!
Shut down the portal generators and force them to
More
switch
money
over to the
here.
tower.
Excuse me. I hate it when you just get in range of a ship, and the second you pass 10k, the ship blows up just as you're about to fire on it.
No, what's even worse is when you do that, and then you fire your torpedoes, and then it blows up before your torpedoes.
Right, yeah.
That's even worse. Yeah, I also recently read the Star Trek Green Lantern crossover with the Kelvin timeline, and that was really good. I enjoyed both of those volumes very much.
Comics are still very big over in the States, aren't they? So the Marvel movies have certainly helped to bring about awareness of comics, but comic sales are struggling. It's interesting. It's a weird thing. It's very weird. You'd think that that the Marvel movies would really bring people into comics, but it just hasn't happened. Yeah, like over here, you know, when you're kids, comics. Like I remember when I was a kid, you know, I was getting comics at the time, but you know, as you grow up,
Disable the power station that's orbiting the next.
it's one of those things that just dwindles away. They're not very big over here.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because I feel like comics matured with the kids that bought them in the 80s and 90s. So
Right.
like my generation's, I guess your generation too.
Yeah.
Although you're a little younger than me, I think.
I'm 30 something. I can't remember.
You don't want to ask how old I am, you'll feel old.
That's usually about the time you start not remembering.
Who am I again?
Yeah, I'm 37.
Jeez, you're not sure
37.
either.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I stopped really caring or counting at 30.
Yeah.
I feel like comics have certainly matured. They especially, they've just matured in general. And I think that the other problem is that they just try to make everything seem so special, and not everything is special. You got to really find the gems. So, you know, it's if anybody's interested in comic books, I highly recommend you just go to your local comic book store, tell people what you like, what you watch, and then ask them what they recommend that's good to read. You know, because there's some weird stuff. Like, I was never a Hawkeye fan, you know, Hawkeye from the Avengers, but there's a Hawkeye comic run that is just the most amazing thing ever.
There's a store for comics?
Yes.
What else is there?
But yeah, there's just some really great stuff. And then what's great is if you really get into it, then you start to recognize certain artists or writers, and then you start to gravitate towards some of their other work and materials, and then it just, it really becomes a thing for you to dive into. And there's just a lot there, and I don't even know, I'm not even that big into comics, but there's a few writers and artists that I just really enjoy. So when I do go to things like Comic-Con, I go and I visit these people, talk to them, and you have really easy access to them to be able to tell it's just like going to a Star Trek convention. You get to walk up to some of your favorite Star Trek actors sometimes and just tell them how much you appreciate what they've done and what they're doing and everything. So I feel like we're gonna fail this one too. I'm actually
no, we're good. We're good. We're on the last one.
I'm in instance 3. What instance are you guys in?
3.
Oh, you guys are in 3 also? All right, cool.
I'm right next to you.
Are you really?
I'm right under you.
Oh.
I'm the one in the
What
Dauntless.
an ugly Dauntless. I hate that shit. Sorry. I hope it flies better than it looks, because that just... Ugh.
Oh, it does. It does.
Where's Winters? I want to do a flyby.
Okay, ready?
This is
Fastest science ship you've ever seen.
This is Merrick to the tower requesting flyby. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. 2 bonus points in the weekend off if you can tell me what movie that's from.
Oh my god, everyone should know what movie that's from.
Oh.
What?
You don't know what movie that's from, Hunter?
Wait, what was it again?
This is, well, I'm not going to say who it is, or else
right.
you'll definitely get it. But
yeah.
This is the pilot of the tower requesting a flyby. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Yeah, people are saying it in chat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd almost think it was a giveaway.
Like, wow, if people didn't know that, was really going to make me feel old.
Sorry.
They're doing a Top Gun 2? They're filming
I've heard
it
that.
right now. They're filming it right now.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Report back. Excellent work.
Well, I hate to make you feel old, Winters, but
Sensors reading a large force of Terran ships inbound. They must be making a final push.
Yay, we got to the bonus level on this one.
All ships assembled to present a united front against the Terran
So this will
forces.
probably be our last run. So once we get Lita's ship out of here, blow her up, we will do our last giveaway. So don't go anywhere. Stand by for that, everyone.
Yes, Captain Terrell. Top Gun is worth watching. It's a little cheesy, but it's fun.
I haven't watched that movie in so long. Probably.
And of course,
never seen that movie.
You have to watch Top Gun because you're gonna probably want to go see Top Gun 2 when it comes out.
You have to watch Top Gun because if you haven't seen Top Gun, then you're not going to fully appreciate Hot Shots.
This is Admiral ISS.
Oh my god. I feel like that style of movie, like the movie spoof, has kind of gone away.
Oh, yeah.
I
Hot
think
Shots and Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah, I think it's because like the internet exists now, and we all make fun of stuff anyway.
Right.
And then you know what it was? It's The Office. The Office is really what ruined those types of comedies, because it turned those comedies into like a serious genre piece with, because you could go from that like that spoofing comedy to like serious dramatic moments, and it's I think that's what happened. That's my guess.
the two Hot Shot movies. I haven't watched those in a long time either. Probably due to rewatch. It's some great stuff. Oh my God, sir! There's dozens of them, and a great big giant blip slowly moving south. That's you.
My favorite spoof movie has to be Spaceballs. In fact, I want to cosplay as Barf from Spaceballs so bad.
Down Periscope, that was a good movie as well. Right,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I think Commander Darjeeling said Days of Thunder is another good one. I'm actually a huge NASCAR fan and in auto racing in general. So I love Days of Thunder, but I hate Days of Thunder because I love Days of Thunder because it's a NASCAR movie, but I hate Days of Thunder because it's wildly inaccurate for the way they portray actual racing.
Hawaii, sir. Hawaii? God damn it, man. I'm supposed to be in America.
I haven't seen that movie enough to quote it.
Well, I'm desperately trying to think of quotes from the movie here, and I'm slowly getting them one by one. That guy was brilliant.
They're coming back to him slowly but surely.
Oh, man.
All I remember is, and it might have even been Hot Shots Part 2, where he's dressed as Rambo and he comes out of the he comes out of the pond just like his dad Charlie Sheen did in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Oh man. The plan was going according to plan, and then suddenly it happened. Remember that? Farted underwater, and then all the guys, when it reached the surface, all the guys fainted with the smell. Oh man, that was so funny.
I have to agree with the Rikers though. Down Periscope is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I just love that movie.
The electrician in that movie.
Oh my gosh. 2 out, bottom of the night.
Yeah, I've got all those movies on DVD as well.
Oh my god, that just let's kick this pig.
Yeah.
I say that a lot when my family's ready to go on a day trip. We're about to get in the car and I'm like, let's kick this pig. My wife's like, what? I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. You had to be there.
Yeah, I'm like, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Remember, this is being recorded live. I just turned for no reason. I just went the wrong way.
Oh, there you are. All right, I'm gonna do a flyby.
Oh, you found me, have you? Yeah, I seen you.
I think I just did a flyby, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
Yep. I hit the Vengeance on the way down. I meant to go in front of you, but I hit the USS Andromeda.
That was me.
Is that you?
Oh no, I'm USS Terrasis.
Oh, I think it was Rikers.
No, yeah.
Yes, Howard the Duck does need to be remade. And he's in the Marvel Universe right now, so they can do that.
Yeah, I was actually really happy when they finally got an agreement to bring Spider-Man into the fray.
Oh yeah.
I think everyone was. I mean, for years they were fighting, trying to get Spider-Man into it, and they were just not having it.
Well, Sony they own the rights. They own the movie rights, and if they made a Spider-Man movie every so many years, they didn't have to give the rights back. So
right, that's true. But think about it. In the last and this is actually a really good thing. In the last 2 years, I want to say, they've really laxed. They've really been more laid back with. I'm not going to say they gave it the rights, but they're I want to say they're sharing the rights with.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that Marvel Studios produces the Spider-Man movies, but Sony distributes them.
Right.
They share distribution, and they all get the money.
Right. It gets split 50-50.
Well, I don't know about that, but
it gets
split.
Right. It gets split to an agreeable amount for each. But this new thing they're finally allowing cross-play. And PlayStation 4, that makes you think, and this actually gets Star Trek related. There's a possibility of bringing.
The Terran forces have been pushed back.
Poet twist. Actually, Disney has officially purchased Fox.
Did they really?
Yes, and in fact, the deal, it's just going through the regulatory red tape, but it's all been cleared. So basically, over the next, I think, 8 months, Disney will absorb Fox into their corporation. So that's actually a done deal. So
cool.
Disney will Marvel will have all of the X-Men rights, Deadpool, all that stuff will go back to Marvel Studios.
Oh my God, I love Deadpool. So disappointed in myself for not going to see Deadpool 2.
Oh, Deadpool 2 is good.
I really and forgot around to going.
Well, we have successfully done another round in the Badlands Battle Zone, so well done, everyone. And as we said, we are going to do our final giveaway now. So we would like everybody to now please type in the Twitch chat the word upgrades. And that will enter yourself in with a chance of winning our final Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. So, please type in the word upgrades into the Twitch chat now. But yes, I guess that wraps up episode 64 of the Priority One Armada live stream. But before we go, here's a glimpse at next week's show. I will be in the captain's chair again hosting next week's show with Kat and James. Next week is also our special Halloween episode, so you won't want to miss that. As with every show, we will be talking about the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Priority One Armada.
Also, if you're not a member of the Priority One Armada and want to stay in touch with us in-game, then come and join us on the Priority One chat channel by typing in the chat box /channel_join space Priority One, all one word, and then hit the enter key.
Sorry, bear with me, guys. Although, if you do want to join our Priority One Armada community, you can simply head over to PriorityOneArmada.com. We have both Federation and KDF fleets ranging from Tier 3 to Tier 5, so you can be certain that we have a fleet for all types of players.
Don't miss a thing from the world of Star Trek. Catch all the latest news regarding the Star Trek Multiverse on Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Get a new episode every week, every Friday, by pointing your favorite podcast app to feeds.PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Right, so let's roll the dice for our last Accelerated Officer Training Pack code. Like we said earlier, if you've already won one of these codes, we will get an alternate prize sent to you. We strongly recommend that you use these codes on a brand new character, because that's where you get the most bang for your buck out of them. But anyway, yes, the winner of our final Accelerated Officer Training Pack code is Voresh01. Congratulations. You have won our final giveaway for tonight's show. So please contact me, send me a whisper via Twitch to Winters1983, and I will get that code sent to you at the end of the show. If you want to be notified of our next live stream, then follow our channel, twitch.tv/PriorityOne. You never know when we will have another giveaway. You can also catch our past live streams by going to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/P1 Network, all one word. Finally, before we go, I would like to say a very special thank you to my co-host Hunter and for Anthony from Priority One Podcast for joining me this week. And of course, a big thank you to you guys, the viewers, because without you, there would be no point in doing any of this. So, until next week, take care, live long and prosper. Say goodbye, guys.
So long, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you again.